Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of MeChat, where today we're chatting with Arima Mio. I want to apologize. No, I apologize. It wasn't fair for me to unload on you like that. And it wasn't fair of me to set up that expectation of you. It's just a sensitive topic for me, and it won't happen again. I pressed you first, so I'm equally to blame. I'm just letting the past dictate my future. And it starts changing my present. I hope this doesn't make things weird for us. I was really hoping the same. I really want to see you again. And I really want to see you again too. I made something for you. Now, what do you have here? Fruit salad. Something, sure. You're killing me. I'm really trying here. So, dinner tonight? Most definitely yes. We can host it at my place. No. I should open up my doors this time. Oh, I mean, if you're cool with that. I need to face my fears, don't I? That's the spirit. Relax, it's still your house. We haven't gone out together. Now that would be the day. The salad was actually really fun to make. Really now? Granted, I did make a mess tossing it though. We'll just have to clean it up before I come over. Thank you for preparing the salad. It was honestly the least I could do. It's certainly one less thing for me to worry about in the kitchen. A little more peace and quiet for me. You are the worst. You just don't want to admit that I do the puns better than you. Yeah, whatever makes you happy. Oh, well, come on, game. Walked right into that one. I was thinking maybe I could come without my mask this time. What? I encourage you to wear it. But why? Hey, one step at a time now. You're really doing the most. That means the most to me. I'll see you in an hour. Can't wait. DINE in the dark. Yeah, let's go. Very good. On the hook. The oven dings and you scoot on over to vacate the tray of roast potatoes from its warm embrace. The smell of decadent food permeates the air as you begin to set the table. Just then your attention is brought away from the food to... In a minute! From the other end of the door, a muffled voice attempts to reach through. You're supposed to say, who's there? Oh, right, sorry. Who's there? Butter. Butter who? You had butter not to keep me waiting out here. I do not understand puns. Very funny. But I've been expecting you. These puns are terrible. You open the door to let her in, but before she can utter a word, you steal the opportunity first. Good evening, ma'am. Welcome to Mi Casa, table for two. Her head cocks back, curious eyebrow raised. She stares at you quizzically. What is going on here? Your change in posture and demeanor signifies the dropping of the fact. Thought you could use some practice for when we actually go out with each other, just play along. The idea tickles her as she giggles lightly. Yes, that's right. Let me show you your table. You guide her over to the dining table and seat her, handing her menu that you've printed out. I hope you don't mind, but our menu tonight is limited. We are only serving our specials tonight. Highly recommended. Her eyes widen in shock before squinting in tandem with her smiling face. She is impressed by the efforts. I'll have the specials for two. Very well, ma'am. You run off to the kitchen to dish out the food before serving her. I've gone through the trouble of preparing a wine for you. It appears your date is running a little late. My date will show up. I just know it. You quickly run back to the kitchen, removing your apron and composing yourself, before returning to the table as if having just arrived. Hey, so sorry to keep you waiting. She almost stumbles over in laughter, seeing the hoops you're jumping through. Traffic was a real killer out there. Just in the nick of time, actually. Serves here is quick. You pick up your glass of wine, offering it to her in a toast. What are we drinking tonight? 2 home-cooked meals? And anonymity. Glasses are clinked and smiles exchanged. Let's dig in. I'm famished. Well, how could you smile? Like, if you smile in a mask, you don't see things. And that was so weird in the COVID period. Like, oh my god. I was like smiling, but nobody could see. And it was like just... It was really... You know? There's hesitation from the other end of the table. Your eyes find hers. I need to take my mask off to eat. I don't know if it... I was hoping you'd say that, because tonight we're eating at one of those dine in the dark places. She stares, confused, but you turn out the lights and the house goes dark. Ah, especially for her. Was such a gentleman. A single chuckle breaks out in the room. You can hear her mask gently placed on the table, and there, with her features outlined by solely the moonlight in Arima. Jesus Christ, could they have made that even more scary? Jesus. It's a pity though. Huh? Why? Now I can see you, and you obviously took an effort to look good today. Oh wow. You grab your heart in a mocking shock, knowing perfectly well she can't see you. I'm astonished by your compliment, my lady. I will think about it this whole evening and smile like a fool. So it's actually good for me that it's dark. You really are something, huh? The moment is suddenly intruded by the sound of metal cutlery hitting the floor. Oh fuck! It's actually dark. Haha, how do we do this? Guide her. Let's guide her. Yes, we shall guide her. Guide her to victory. Here, let me help. Your fingers struggle to find her amidst the setting of the table until finally... Oh? She lets out a tiny gasp when she feels your hand around hers. You move your hands together, traversing the table setting as if you had never done so yourself before. Right here is your plate, and on the side your fork, your knife. Definitely gonna need those. Your hand moves carefully now as you try to find her glass. Ah, and that's your glass of wine. How kind of you. Brings a new meaning to the term the blind leading the blind. This would be a cakewalk for them. We're merely paying tribute. Thank you for doing all of this. I've never felt more comfortable. Her head cocks to the side, exposing streams of light down her cheeks. She's smiling with every movement of her head. The moonlight reveals a piece of her to you. The furrow of her brow, the cut of her jawline, the bridge of her nose. You try your best to paint a mental image of her with that what you have, but just can't seem to put it together. Shall we? Feeder, are you a fucking bird or something? Allow me. Are you sure? Of course I'm sure. And there goes the dessert spoon, or at least I think it was. She laughs as you try to spoon some food for her. She feels the spoon against her lips. There's nothing on that. What? I could have sworn. Her chuckling is infectious as you continue to attempt this gesture for only making it harder. There we go. Oh my god, that is heavenly. Speak for yourself, says the one currently struggling to feed me in the dark. Whoever said heaven was a bright place. Could you pass the wine, please? Sure thing. No. That's not gonna happen. I'm not that crazy. I might be a little crazy. The camera also might. Here we go. Finally. Oh, phew. Thanks a lot. You hear something of glass crack against the hardwood floors. You begin to chuckle uncontrollably yourself. I'm starting to think this is not such a good idea. What do you mean? Of course it is. You say as you knock over another set of cutlery. The sound of the metal clinking against the floor resounds in the dark. There's a moment of silence before it's broken by a harmony of laughter. I urge you to reconsider. After dessert and some more broken dinnerware, the meal comes to a close. Can I just say this is the nicest thing anyone has ever done for me? There's a lot more where that came from. No, really, I've never ever felt this comfortable in my own skin, let alone in someone else's home. You feel her hand reaching for yours. It interlocks with your fingers. Thank you for making this a skin worth wearing, a face worth having. I ask her to touch your face. Can I touch your face? I know this is a strange request, but sure. Before I turn on these lights, you struggle to speak the words that are hanging on for dear life at the tip of your tongue. Well, because it's maybe very weird to ask that, yeah. Anything. May I touch your face? I know. That's super weird, but I get it. You want to hide your face and all, but I want to get to know this face that... You feel a finger on your lips. She hushes your nervous rambling before reaching down to your hand. She guides your hand over to her face, and alas, the tips of your fingers meet the warmth in her cheeks. You caress every outline, every crevice, with a touch gentle enough to lull a baby to sleep. As your fingers draw over her like an outline, so does your mind trace a mental image of her. Finally, her face comes to a rest in the palm of your hand. A face worth having? And just like that, lights are on. Arima begins to gather her belongings. The night is over. The two of you head to the door for you to walk her up to her unit. You look back at the chaos and the mess that was made over the course of dinner. It would appear that my presence in your life does not bode well for the state of your apartment. Who cares? It's not every day that I get to say I turned my apartment into a fine dining experience for at least 4 of the senses anyway. She reaches the door with you in tow. Hands awkwardly kept in the warmth of your pocket. The air is heavier up here, as if the very romantic tension itself was thickening. I suppose this is the part in the movies where we kiss at the end of our date? There's a sadness in her tone, knowing full well that she might never be brave enough to take off her mask to do that. Silly me. Good night, she says as she goes to unlock her door, but right before she enters, you step towards her. Kiss her over her mask. Oh my god, this is beginning to be a little cringe. I mean, sure, we play MeChat for the cringe, but this is... it's getting to be a bit much, even for my level of not caring about cringy things. But still, you wrap your arms around her waist before pulling her. She gasps. Keith? You plant a kiss right over her mask, as if to be kissing the very lips beneath them. She goes almost limp in your arms, feeling your lips, your breath. You can't be sure, but you feel the slightest movements beneath the restrictions. Is she kissing you back? Her arms wrap around you, confirming your query as your hands come to cup her face. Her fingers work their way up from behind you until they finally interlock with your hair. She pulls you in for the finish before pulling away. The two of you are left staring longingly at each other, breathless, satiated, a kiss like never before, almost as if it was your first. I really like you, mask and all, but the important thing is, you point down at her. I like the person that's beneath this mask, and that is all that matters to me. You know, I wasn't kidding about taking you to the DINE in the dark place. The real one, and not the DIY one. I'll be looking forward to that day, but I get the sense that this was better. 5-star everything, and the waiter was quite the looker. So you'll be going back there again? Definitely. Ah, how cute. Either way though, ladies and gentlemen, I do really want to thank you so much for watching. If you thought this was a good episode, please leave your feedback in the comments down below. Negative feedback, positive feedback, let me know. It's all welcome. Thank you so much for watching. The more support this series receives, the longer we will continue making it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye bye. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I give you free content. Please give me a free subscription. Bye bye.